This bed over here is where I have all of my ranunculus growing. They're definitely done. Most of the plants, I mean a lot of them, majority of them are already yellowish, already browning. I do have a couple of blooms over there. I'm just going to bring those inside. Overall, ranunculus did very well for me. This is the first year that I actually get them outside. I actually plant them in a raised bed, and I'm not really disappointed in how they did. I don't think that I am going to do them again next year because of the timing of when they bloom. And I mentioned before that since I am going to be having a roadside stand this year, it's being built as we speak, selling flowers early, for me at least, it's not ideal. It doesn't work out for me. So I really have no need for ranunculus taking space in the flower beds. Now, just because I am planning not to grow these guys next year again, it doesn't mean that I am not going to change my mind, next year. So I am going to be saving the corms. Supposedly they are a lot easier to save to overwinter indoors compared to dahlia tubers. And I am actually, like, the corms that I am digging out right now, I feel like they grew, or that they got a lot bigger than what I originally planted. And I know that some of them multiplied, so the main thing that I'm doing right now is just trying to get all of the soil out of them. I pay good money for this soil. I don't want to get rid of it. So these are all the corms, all the ranunculus corms that I just took from the raised beds. They're definitely done for the year. One of the things that I am noticing is that, yes, a bunch of them definitely multiplied. Like these guys right here. You can tell that these guys just, I mean, I have like 3 or 4 corms in there. But what I'm also noticing is that some of them just really got huge. One of the complaints that I had earlier this year when I started my ranunculus corms inside were how tiny, how ridiculously small they were. And I know that many people told me size doesn't matter for ranunculus, but if I was to choose, a huge corm versus a smaller corm, I would definitely go with the bigger one. And some of them, I feel like they really kind of, I don't know, grew a lot bigger than where we started. Like this guy, I don't know if it multiplied, but look at the size of that thing. Like, look at that. That's a really, really nice size. So what I'm going to do now is that I am going to keep these guys outside for a couple of days, maybe in the shade, so they kind of somewhat dry a little bit. I'll probably just spread these guys around like in a 10 by 20 tray or something where they can breathe. Definitely underestimated how many I had, but these guys are lovely. And what I was thinking is that even though I am not going to be growing ranunculus for selling bouquets or just having a bunch of production next year, I can definitely start a bunch of them and just pop them here and there in my raised beds. I mean, I already have the corms, so I am not going to spend money next year if I want to start them. And here in a couple of days, I am going to put these guys in a couple of brown paper bags, and I'm going to put them somewhere cool and somewhere dark. So hopefully next year we can start them all over again. For some of you guys wondering about how my cosmos propagation is going, I am having really great results. And in my past video where I show you how I was doing this, many of you told me that I should have taken more of the foliage off of the plant, and that's pretty much what I did. And I left some of the foliage there, and the plants are doing really good. Let me show you. This may not be the best example, but there's some roots happening there. This one is a great example of that. I came here and I took a bunch of foliage already, and this is probably still a lot, but look at that. Look at all those roots. So these are cuttings that I took from pinching my cosmos, and where two of the leaves met, that's where I make the cut, and that's where I bury right there underneath it. So I have a pretty good size cutting there, and they're doing amazing, just amazing. Look at the roots coming through the containers there. Look at that gorgeousness. Now, I thought about placing those cosmos, those new plants that I have there, in that raised bed that I just emptied. But to be honest, I think that those cosmos are just going to get huge and big. So I don't really want to put anything there that will get super massive. They already have dahlias that are going to be next to them. So I just want to put something there a little bit less wild, and I decided that I'm just going to put a bunch of zinnia seeds there. I already have zinnias growing in other areas of my garden. I have some zinnias growing on the community garden, and I think this is going to be just a nice succession for zinnias, and I'm excited to show you what I got. In one of my past videos earlier in the spring, I show you how I set up this jute netting, and I am not really sure that I like it, you guys. Two things. It really stretches as it gets wet. I don't know how many times I have been here already trying to use zip ties, trying to keep it stretchy. The more that it gets wet, the stretchy it gets. I think I was expecting that. I wasn't just expecting it to having to fix it over and over. And two, a couple of areas where I have been stretching it, it broke. The product just gave up. And we haven't even, I haven't even had this for 6 months yet here outside in the environment. So I am not really sure how well it is for me. I'm also new to this. I have never used it before, so it could be just consumer error. That I'm not really sure what I'm doing wrong. I know that I gotta keep these guys stretchy, especially when the flowers are starting to grow, so they are not just flopping around. But I also have them where my dahlias are in another area in my raised beds, and they're also just getting really, really stretchy. So I don't know. I'll let you know at the end of the year how I'm liking this product. Thank you for being here, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and if you like it, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, maybe today is the day.